Why Does I Hear? Recently, it was announced that there's going to be a Friday the 13th TV show that's a prequel to the film. It's being done by A24, and I'm very interested to see what their take's going to be. This got me thinking of an idea I had for a prequel to Friday the 13th. I thought of a few years ago. I was actually going to make a video for it, but never did. So this idea just came right back to me. Here's my idea. My idea starts with the summer before the original movie with two characters, Jenny and Freddie. So they're going to Camp Crystal Lake, and they've kind of known each other somewhat for the past few years. There's always been a connection, but this year, Jenny's thinking, I'm going to make this happen. We're going to have like a summer romance this year. They get there, and Jason is at the camp, and Jason loves Camp Crystal Lake. He loves the summertime. He loves the outdoors because, he's mostly homeschooled, and this summer is the only time he gets to hang out with other kids. And Jason is a sweetheart, too. Jason is the cutest kid, like totally nice to everybody, totally like kind, would look the way he does in the original, but still a total angel. He's there because Mrs. Voorhees works for the Christies. So anyway, we get to the point where we find out that Jason has developed a crush on Jenny. And Jenny likes Jason. She's even like, oh, that's cute, but of course is not interested. This kind of pisses Freddie off. He starts to get like, fucking Jason. Like, I can't spend enough time with her because fucking she has to hang out with this fucking freak. And so he figures, I'm going to scare him. He's not going to be fucking ruining my time with this beautiful girl. And so he devises a plan to like, hey, Jason, me and the guys and, Jenny and her friends, we're going to be doing a moonlight canoe, like where we go canoeing in the moonlight. You want to come? And of course he's all excited. He's like, oh my god, like they're actually accepting me. Kind of like almost a little Carrie-ish homage. Of course, Jason comes along. Jenny's unaware that Freddy's going to pull a prank. He's going to push Jason out, as a funny joke, but really to intimidate him and scare him to not take up all his time with Jenny. And so, of course, they get out there, and he's like, Jason, look at the moon. And he's like, look at all those craters. It's like your face, or something like that. And then he pushes him out of the canoe, and Jason freaks out. Oh, my God. He's just flapping around like we see in the original, and he's flapping around and he's all scared and he's terrified. He goes under, and Freddy starts freaking out. He's like, oh shit, Jason, he's like, I gotta find him. Like, Freddy's actually like starts to feel bad, and Jenny's freaking out. She's screaming, and the cabin's lights start turning on, and they're caught. They all lie saying Jason, and he jumped out, and Mrs. Voorhees is like, Jason will never jump out. He's terrified of the water. He barely goes up to his knees in the lake. That's the one place he does not go. They are lying. What did you do to my boy? She automatically knows what happened, that they fucking did something. It puts such a damper on the whole mood of the camp, and they're just like, we're just canceling the camp, and we will open again next year. This is where the story gets to a very depressing point where Mrs. Voorhees is just totally broken. The Christies are forced to let her go, drowning herself in alcohol, like type deal. And the only thing she does is she wanders through the woods and goes to the lake where Jason dies, and just wanders through the woods drinking. And then one day, she finds Jason, and she finds him, and he's crouched over, and she goes up to him like, Jason, my beautiful boy. And then she realizes he's eating a fish out of the lake raw, alive. It's still alive, flapping around, and he's eating it, savagely eating it. And it's been about like 2 months. And this young, kind boy, Jason, has been in the woods just surviving. The young, innocent Jason died, comes out reborn as this new person that does not trust anybody. He's done with people. He's so terrified of what happened and what happened to him. He's a psycho. Totally, it fucks his mind up. And Mrs. Voorhees tries to get Jason to actually come back home and explain to everybody he's alive. Jason just will not leave the woods. He freaks out every time she tries to bring him out. He just cries and freaks out and stops. He even punches her and physically assaults Mrs. Voorhees because he does not want to leave the forest because he just feels comfortable in the forest. And so Mrs. Voorhees even builds him a shack out there, deep in the woods, only her and Jason know about. Anyway, Mrs. Voorhees trying to live with Jason and trying to live a double life of trying to get a regular job again and get money to see if she can get Jason back, but she just knows that he's not going to go back to being the young boy. He's been killing more animals. He's been being a little bit more aggressive, and this just breaks Mrs. Voorhees' heart. She's just slowly starts to go insane. Like, she just starts living out there with Jason, and she just decides, well, we'll just live out here. We'll live in the woods. And she even will tell Jason, like, these are our woods, Jason. They weren't just in his woods, they were in their woods. So, of course, Mrs. Voorhees knows that they're going to try to open up the lake, which means there's a chance they could get caught and discovered. So, on the first night, when they come back, she decides to kill a couple people to really ruin their reputation, because she has lost her mind with Jason and has been, like, wanting some kind of revenge. So, we're at the original movie now. And then we see that Jenny and Freddy are actually the two first victims in the movie, that those are the two that Mrs. Voorhees goes after and kills for revenge. And the ending would be Mrs. Voorhees looking through the window at Freddy and Jenny as they go up the stairs to make out and have sex. And right behind her is Jason. And Jason lunges towards the door like he's going to go in. Mrs. Voorhees stops him and says, "No, Jason, I want to do this. Don't worry, baby. These are our woods. These are our woods." And she hugs him and goes in the door and closes it. And Jason stands at the window wanting to watch his mother get revenge for them. And that would be the end. And that's my whole thing on Friday the 13th prequel. Let me know what you guys think of it. If it's okay, if it's good, or if it's shit. Let me know. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Don't be too fucking harsh.